Hi folks, how are you all out there? Nice to see you again. Welcome to our next class. So we're going to start lying on our back today in Shavasana. So just coming down into that lovely posture. I know we all love it so much. And we'll just settle into this lovely position, closing the eyes, relaxing the body. Taking a couple of deep breaths as you exhale, just softening. Letting go of the day, letting go of all the stresses of the world right now. Just having some time out in the inner world. Trying to maintain the breath through the nose. So we'll start with a little stretch, just bring the hands above the chest, interlacing the fingers, pushing the palms up towards the ceiling. Pausing here, just extending out through your shoulders, shoulder blade area. Slowly taking the arms behind you, towards the floor, pointing the feet. Just having a nice big stretch here. Relaxing the legs, bring the arms back up, just flipping them around, palms down. Bring the right knee up to the chest, let the hands around the shin, bring the forehead to the knee on the exhale. Inhale, release, arms back overhead. Exhale onto the other leg, forehead to the knee. Inhale, release. And we'll continue side to side in your own time. Just taking your time. Using this process to just connect, bring the mind in, moving meditation. Nice and slow. Takes a while to bring the mind in. One more each side. And once you're finished, just bringing the arms by the side of the body, sliding the feet up behind the hips, slightly wider than the hips. Fingertips are just touching the heels. If you can't touch the heels, that's okay. Moving into the bridge, again we want to engage our deep core muscles here. So the way we do that is on the exhale we draw the pubic bone up towards the ribs, and then we continue to roll up the spine into the bridge. Feet are flat. Then we roll back down the spine, so we're still keeping our engagement with the rectus dominus. When the tailbone hits the floor, we roll along the tailbone, which is actually in the other direction, creating a little arch in the lower back, setting us up for the next lift. So pubic bone to ribs, so we roll along the tailbone, back up the spine. Inhale, rolling back down the spine, then along the tailbone, pubic bone to ribs, and we roll back up the spine. So we'll continue on with that action in your own time, nice and slow. Really connecting with the movement. Within this movement there is a flow along the spine. One more repetition. And as you come up fully into the posture, just hold that position. we're trying to relax in the position, so the only active muscles really is the glute. If you're not sure, just stick your thumbs into it, should be rock hard. Hammies are engaged a little. And slowly rolling back down the spine. Bringing the knees into the chest, taking the arms out to the side, palms facing upward. Inhaling as you exhale, taking both knees over to the right, 45 degrees. Inhale back to centre. Exhale to the other side, 45 degrees. Inhale back to centre, continuing side to side in your own time. Just a continuous movement. Keeping your shoulders firmly flat, arms are stretching away from shoulders. Just opening up the spine a little bit while sitting. One more each side. Back to the centre position. Just popping the feet on the floor, straightening out the legs. Dorsiflexing both feet, sliding the arms around behind you, parallel. Dorsiflexing both feet. Inhale, exhale, raising the left leg up to 90 degrees. Inhale back down. Exhale back up, and we'll continue on 8 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Slowing that leg back down. Inhale, exhale, raising the right leg. And we'll continue on. 8 more on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lowering back down. Arms back by the side of the body, still lining the feet up behind the hips. Just letting the knees drop open, soles of the feet come together. Hands coming behind the back of the neck now, elbows are flat on the floor. A little side stretch. We just start to slide the upper body around to the right, so we're trying to just hop along the shoulder blades. As far as you can go, elbows are flat on the floor, as are the shoulders. Knees are open, so we get that nice stretch around the side. The left side, opening up part of the gallbladder channel here, which, if you've been eating all excess food, might be feeling a little neglected. Slowly sliding back to the centre, just hopping around, just continue around to the other side. Right, and go, and then just relax if your shoulders are uncomfortable in this position. Just release the hands, adjust the arms accordingly. Back to the start position. Legs can stay as they are. Bring the arms around just above the groin, nice and straight. Rotate them so the back of the palms are pushing together. Inhale as you exhale, taking the chin, squeezing the belly, and we're just attempting to sit up. So wherever you get to, stay nice and soft in the shoulders. Inhale back down. Exhale back up. Inhale, release, and we'll continue on another 8 reps. So important to stay relaxed. We're looking for form here. 3, just targeting this area around the belly button. 4, 5, 6, which relates to the small intestine. 7, working on that digestive system. 8, and release knees together into the chest, sleeping the hands around them, and relax a moment. So just bring the head off the floor, push the knees away from the chest, keeping the arms long so we're just balanced on the lower spine. A little bit of gentle rocking to start with. And eventually we'll make our way into a cross-legged seated position. Just popping the hands to the front, dropping forward, walking the seat bones back, just letting the head relax. Straining back up, just flipping the legs around, dropping back down onto the other side. Again, just adjusting the seat bones. Straighten back up, straightening at the legs, a little bit of a shake. Bringing the hands behind the back, about half a foot, fingers pointing backwards. Strong in the wrists and the shoulders, this next posture, tabletop pose. So if it is too strong, just come down onto the forearms. Inhaling as you exhale, just raising the hips up towards the ceiling, keeping the chin tucked and just driving the hips up. Inhale, lowering back down. Seat bones to the floor, exhale back up, inhale, release, and we'll continue on for another 6 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one, we'll come up, we'll hold the position, and you can either keep the chin tucked or let the head drop back into the full posture. And just lowering the seat bones back down to the floor. Letting the knees drop open, slide the feet out from the groin. Just dropping forward into the counter stretch. Not pulling really, just letting the body weight do the work. Straighten out the legs, a little bit of a shake, making your way around hands and knees. So bring the knees together, hands below the shoulders, nice straight arms, length through the spine, just gazing at the mat. Just extending the right leg straight back behind you, left arm up to the front. Pause and stretch and release. Left leg, right arm. Pause and stretch and release. Continuing side to side in your own time. Inhale up, pause, exhale back down. One more each side. And taking the knees out to the edge of the mat, big toes together, just sinking the hips back to the heels, sliding the hands in, resting the forehead on the hands. We'll just bring ourselves back onto the hands and knees. Taking the hands slightly forward of the shoulders now, just spreading the fingers. So we've got a nice flat platform or palm on the mat. Tuck the toes, just sliding the seat bones back towards the heels, not fully. Arms are nice and long. And then we just push up, using the thighs, taking the hips to the ceiling into the down dog. Inhale here as you exhale. Just starting to lower the hips into the high plank position, where the hands should be directly below the shoulders. If this is too strong, you can come to the knees and then come back up to down dog. Exhale plank, inhale down dog, and we'll continue on another 8 reps here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Back to the down dog. Walking the dog once you're back in position. So just heels up and down, alternating each side. Nice and slow. And then just continuing to walk the feet up to the front of the mat. Keeping the feet together for this one. And we'll fold the arms, letting everything relax. So a little bit of a test for the balance here, starting to just move the body back and forth, just coming to the limit in each direction. Trying to keep the feet on the floor. You'll also notice that there's a bit of a stretch changing in the back of the legs in each direction. Just pausing, releasing the arms, so placing the hands either side of the feet, stepping the right foot back into a deep lunge. Just lowering the back knee onto the floor, flattening the back foot. As you inhale, bring the arms up towards the ceiling, lifting the hips. As you exhale, just sink forward into the low lunge. Hip flexor stretch. Inhale, lifting the hips. Exhale, coming forward. One more time. And then just holding that position, extending, hips coming forward. We're going to maintain the leg action, hips forward, arms come down, hands to prayer, forearms in a straight line. Twisting to your left, locking the right arm to the outer thigh. So you can either remain in this position, tuck the back foot, bring the knee up, it's the next step. Forearms in a straight line. Lowering the knee back down, hands to the floor at the front, knee up, back to plank. Lowering the knees to the floor, hips to the heels, and then pushing up into down dog. From here, stepping the right foot to the hands. So if you don't quite make it, so you're getting about there, you can just lift that foot up with the right hand, scoop it through. Very important that it's ankle below the knee. Knee comes down, flatten the back foot as you inhale, coming upright, lifting the hips. Exhale, just slowly sinking forward. Very tight area, just come into it slow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, lift. And just coming down, holding that last position. Keeping the hips coming forward, hands come down to prayer, forearms in a straight line, twisting to the right. Locking that upper arm, outer thigh. Again, you can stay on the knee or bring that knee up. Back, knee down, hands to the floor at the front. So we're back to the plank, knees to the floor, hips to the heels, back up to the down dog. Gauging at the toes, driving the seat bones up towards the ceiling. Extending out through the shoulders. Taking an inhale as you exhale, stepping the left foot to the hands. Again, if you don't quite make it, just scoop the foot forward, bring it between the hands, move into warrior. Back heel drops down. Just pushing up, left arm to the front, right arm to the rear. Once we're up, we're taking our mind down to the feet. So that back foot's perpendicular. This foot's directly pointing to the front. This knee's sitting over the ankle. So if your feet are too close together, that knee will end up like that, compromised. Knee over the ankle. Up here in the midsection, drawing the pubic bone towards the ribs. It's not a huge movement, just enough to engage. Gentle breath through the nose. Moving into the side stretch from here. Inhale as you exhale, bring the forearm down onto your thigh, back arm behind the back. Roll that shoulder right back, turn the gaze up. Trying to keep that upper body weight over your front leg, and then we bring the arm over past the ear. So you've got to try and create space in that shoulder to open. Turning the gaze down towards the floor, dropping that top hand down, the other hand follows. Heel up, back to the plank, knees to the floor, hips to the heels, down dog. Then we shall step the right foot to the hands, back heel down, pushing one up into warrior on this side. Again, just taking your mind from the feet, up the body, every time. Finding that optimal position. Inhale, exhale, forearm to your thigh, back arm behind the back. Roll the shoulder back, turn the gaze up, and then bring that arm back over. That lovely shoulder side stretch. Gallbladder meridian stretch. Rotating the gaze down, hands come down to lunge, plank, knees to the floor, hips to the heels. Back to the down dog. Easing at the toes, relaxed head, relaxed body. Inhaling, exhale, stepping over left foot once again. Keeping that back leg up as you inhale, both arms to the ceiling to the stronger high lunge or crescent lunge. Arms are extending. We'll lower the arms behind the back, interlace your fingers, opening up the chest. Inhale, as you exhale, fold forward, chest coming to your thigh, arms up to the ceiling. Releasing the hands down to the floor. Pausing here in the lunge. Inhale, exhale, taking the left arm up to the ceiling, turning the gaze with it. Lowering that hand back down, back to the plank. Knees to the floor, hips to the heels, down dog. And then we'll step the right foot to the hands. Again, back leg stays up, both arms to the ceiling, crescent lunge. Arms coming behind the back, interlace your fingers, open the chest, arms are straight, inhale, exhale, fold forward, arms up behind us. Hands coming to the floor, pausing here, inhale, exhale, raising the right arm towards the ceiling, turning the gaze with it. Lowering that hand back down, back to the plank. Knees to the floor, hips to the heels, down dog. Deep breaths, just relaxing into the posture. Remember, if you need a rest, just come down onto the knees. Inhale, exhale, stepping to the left foot. Both arms to the ceiling, crescent lunge. Okay. So coming into quite a challenging posture from here, the warrior three, arms come down, parallel. We come onto an incline. Now you can either remain here in the incline, or we can power that back leg up behind us into the warrior three. Very powerful move. Got to access that right glute to get that leg up. Standing leg remains slightly bent. From here, we just drop the hands to the floor at the front, back foot behind us to lunge, plank, knees to the floor, hips to the heels, down dog. Stepping of the right foot, both arms to the ceiling, crescent lunge. Just getting nice and set here, arms coming down onto the incline again, either remaining here or powering that back leg up behind you. Finding that length in the spine. And then just lowering the hands to the side at the front, back foot behind you. Plank, knees to the floor, hips to the heels, down dog. Stepping the left foot, back heel down, back to the warrior, and on straighten the front leg, turn that foot in. Just dropping the hands behind your back. Interlacing the fingers, opening the chest, arms straight. Inhale, exhale, just fold forward. Arms coming up behind you. And releasing the hands down to the floor. So we'll place them on the floor, shoulder width, directly below the shoulders. If you're having trouble with that, take the feet a bit wider. If they won't go any wider, grab your prop. Bit of a groin stretch. Let the right knee bend, dropping or lowering the left groin towards the floor. Keeping the feet flat. Inhale back up, exhale to the other side. Just continue side to side in your own time. Nice little move. Deep into the groin. One more each side. Back to the centre position. Just letting the knees bend a little, hands to the thighs, making your way upright, and then it's either a walk or jumping the feet together. Arms by the side, just closing your eyes, coming into the mountain pose. Okay, grab hold of your strap. I believe I forgot to mention the props, but if you're following this channel, then we'll always have the props on hand just in case. Okay, we're going to do the hand to big toe, using the strap to create an extension through the arms so that we can effectively straighten the leg into the correct position. Now, if you find that your balance is really poor, and you just can't do it, pole or wall, and you just back up to the wall like so, back to the wall, and then you move into the position that we'll be doing right now. Once you're in the pose, you can then try and come off the wall. That's the tricky part. We don't want to become reliant on props, because that way we'll never get into the posture properly, fully. Okay, we've got our strap doubled up, hands are 30 centimetres apart. So our left leg is our standing leg. We'll bring the right foot up and just loop that strap around the ball of the foot, straightening back up. Very important at this point, when you're straight and actually leaning back slightly, that your arms are straight and the hands are as close to the foot as possible. If your arms are bent, you need to walk your hands down the strap closer to the foot. We're leaning back slightly, and then we just push that foot out. Now you may have to release the strap as you extend the leg out so you can get it fully straight. Still leaning back slightly to protect your back. The standing leg is slightly bent. And that leg a little shake out. And we'll try the other side. So bring the weight onto the right leg, just bring that left foot up, loop the strap around straight. And again, check your arms are nice and straight as well. And then we just push out. And slowly release. Little shake out. Okay folks, you know what you're doing next, don't you? If you had a hard side, you're going to go back to that side. If you were hard on both sides again. So just continuing along with that. If you're doing both sides, I'll give you a little signal when to change. Just take your time, go through the steps, find that stillness, move into the posture in stillness. Try not to rush. We've got all day, we've devoted our hour to this class. No distractions. If you're even, change sides. If you're uneven, either have a rest, come back into your hard side, or just stay there as long as you can and then have a rest. Takes some time to balance out the sides. Usually one leg is stronger than the other, so that can create problems as reflected through the whole body. So we need to try and change that. Okay, once you finish, just coming back to the mountain pose. Making your way to the front of the mat. There's your inhale, sweeping the arms up to the ceiling, goes up, big stretch. Bring the palms together, take them down, the front of the body, bend the knees, placing the hands either side of the feet. Inhale, lift and lengthen. As you exhale, stepping or jumping back to the plank position, lowering the knees to the floor, hips to the heels, and then coming back to down dog once more. So we'll come back to the high plank position. You can place the knees down onto the floor here, onto the forearms. So you want the elbows below the shoulders, lowering the hips down just level with the shoulders. Low plank, high plank, or strong plank. Drawing the pubic bone towards the ribs to fully engage the rectus abdominis. If it gets too strong, you can just come back to the knees. That's still planking but not quite as hard. If you need to fully rest, you just drop the hips down like so into Sphinx. And then you come back into, when you're ready, back to knees or back onto the toes. Long breath through the nose. There's 3 more breaths. And then just coming down onto the tummy, bringing the arms by the side, tapping the head to the side, and relax. A little bit of work on the lower back now, and opening up the front of the body at the same time. So just bring the right hand around and place it underneath your forehead, palm down. Just bring the left foot up. Reaching back with the left hand, grab hold of the ankle. So breaking it into 2 parts. Inhale, as you exhale, just push the pubic bone into the floor. Now that will create a stretch through the quad. And relax. Inhale, exhale. Repeating that move. Arm remains nice and straight. And relax. So the next step, Inhale, exhale, pushing the pubic bone into the floor. Hold, then push the ankle you're holding back into the hand. So you may get a lift in the knee, you may not, but you will get a stronger stretch. And relax. Inhale, exhale, pubic bone to floor, foot into hand, and relax. Change sides. Grabbing hold of the right ankle with the right hand, resting on the left hand. Inhale, exhale, pushing the pubic bone into the floor. And relax. Inhale, exhale once again. And relax. Inhale, exhale, pubic bone into the floor. Pushing that foot into the hand really strongly. And release. One more time. Inhale, exhale, pubic bone into floor, then foot into hand. And release. Just bring the left hand around, grabbing hold of both ankles, resting the forehead, so full bow pose here. If you can't reach both ankles, just pop your hands down on the floor beside your body, palm down, and you lift everything like so, as if you were holding the legs. Okay, very simple. Inhale, as you exhale, push both feet into the hands, everything will lift. Head, knees maybe. Nice stretch through the shoulders and relax one more time. Inhale, exhale, pushing up. And release. Setting the head to a side and relax. Bring the hands by the chest, we'll push up on the hands and knees. And just come into a seated position. So we shall require the strap for this next posture. Some of you may need the blanket as well, just to create a wedge. So we're taking the feet out nice and wide and just pushing from behind to create a nice deep opening through the groin here. If you're leaning back like this, finding it hard to stay straight, that's where you grab the blanket and you just wedge it underneath the seat bones there. You're not sitting on top of it, you're just sort of wedging it in under there. Create a bit of support, stop you from moving backwards. Straps just here for a start, in the middle. Hands come behind the back of the neck, elbows pull back. Dorsiflexion of the feet, sitting tall. Inhale, as you exhale, just dropping to the left side. Elbow to the knee or inside of the knee, inhale back up, exhale to the right, inhale back up, and we'll continue side to side for 6. So it's a slight twist, then we drop down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back to the start position. Okay, grabbing hold of the strap now. I'm going to pop it around the left foot here. Just reach over. Inner wrist is facing up towards the ceiling, and then we pull ourselves over to the side. We want this elbow here to tuck in the inside of the knee, so it creates a bind and gives us stability in the posture, stops us from going backwards. If you're having any problems with the leg straight, just bend that knee like so, and that can still then get you into the position quite comfortably. So the other arm goes behind the back. We're leaning slightly forward, then we roll the top shoulder right back. So that action from there to there. And you'll notice when we do that, that this lower back here, QL muscle, right there, starts stretching. So we want to maintain that little rotation. And then we extend the back arm behind us and bring it over past the ear, stretching to the side here. As you inhale, take that arm back to the extending out the shoulder. Exhale, coming over, big stretch. Inhale back, one more time. over, and then just keep stretching. So we're pulling with that bottom arm. We've still got that rotation, not allowing the top shoulder to drop. Top arm is extending, so we're getting this massive stretch through the lower back. To come out of it, just let the top shoulder drop down towards the front and then just roll back to the start. Oof. Tough stretch. But if you do have a lower back tightness, then this is one of the best stretches I have found. Okay, let's try the other side. Again, one side may be tighter than the other. So we've got the elbow lock in the inside of the knee, other arm's behind the back. We're rotating, taking that shoulder right back. That's when we feel the stretch. Then we bring that arm slowly over past the ear. Inhale, taking it back. Exhale, coming over. A little gingerly on this side, that's plate from last year. One more. So I haven't quite got the full range there, close. You just got to sort of create space in the shoulder. So it's the same as if you've got a frozen shoulder. You just kind of got to relax it and then create some space. And then it'll open. Letting the top shoulder drop and then just rolling back out of there. Next part of the stretch, so that will open us up for this next bit. So we're going to hold this one a little longer. The forward fold, wide angle forward fold. So props here is handy to have. Roller is a possibility. If you're sort of only dropping down like a little bit like that, then you can use the roller. Maybe it's like that on there, like so. The deeper you go, then you just adjust yourself accordingly. So you may be down like this on your forearms. Maybe you've got a block here. Just need a little bit of extra height. But we're coming into the posture deeply and then propping ourselves up from that deeper position. So we'll hang here for at least 3 to 4 minutes to get comfy. It's a beautiful stretch. One of my favourites, and you can gain with these stretches if you're doing them day after day or even every second day. Some of the bigger muscles, it's better to stretch every second day rather than daily because sometimes they actually get tighter. Now I remember way back in the day, this posture I could barely move forward at all, but over time, constant stretching and some good technique that I learnt over the years, I've managed to, some days forehead to the floor, other days not. So you're in an area of discomfort with these longer holding in postures. Sometimes it can move into pain, in which case you just back off a little bit. It's not about straining, it's not about trying to pull yourself into a stretch as deeply as you can. That technique doesn't work. It's about time in allowing. So we're in this present moment of allowing this virus to pass over time. We don't know how long that time is going to be. So we have to surrender to any sort of control and just take it moment by moment. So it's very much pushing us into a spiritual teaching, this epidemic. One of the greatest spiritual teachings, which is just to live in the moment. Don't move forward. Don't bring up the past, just stay right here now. And we're having a lovely time stretching. So we'll do another minute in this posture. Slowly coming back upright, just removing the props to the side. Just tucking a hand under each knee, we'll just bring the legs up. Just give your body a little hug there. So I'm going to move into another yin posture, the supported fish pose. So if you've got your bolster, then you'll require that. You will also need a blanket. Depends, if you've got a smaller bolster you may not need a blanket to sit on. That's just to take this curve out. And then we've got our block behind that to rest our head on. So I find lengthways is more supportive. Got that position, or that position. Some people, when they drop their head back like that in this posture, can experience nauseousness instantly. So the way to prevent that, if you know that that happens for you, is to just keep the head horizontal. So it is sitting on the blanket, we just come over the bolster. So you want your seat bones to remain on the floor, and the arms and shoulders should be just above the bolster. And you just adjust the block accordingly. You can actually not have a block and just rest your head on the floor like that. That puts a lot of pressure on the neck, so that's only for the experienced yogis. And the arms come out to the side, and we get this really lovely opening through the front of the chest here, which is usually quite tight. And we're going to hang here for around about 5 minutes. So just close your eyes, get comfy. Tune into the breath. Allow the mind to move into this state of awareness where you're just observing everything. Of course, if you haven't got a bolster, you can use a roller. It's a little bit harsher, or you can actually just fold up the blanket like into a little fold like this. And if you find that too high, then the blanket like this is a better option to put over there. Just allowing yourself to completely surrender to this beautiful posture. And after this pose, we'll move into a relaxation with a bit of sound. it's a lovely posture. You can stay in it for longer if you're loving this posture, or you can slowly come out of it and then just move yourself into Shavasana, using the bolster under the knees just to support your lower back to release after that posture. It's getting nice and comfortable. We'll continue our sound journey and enjoy some time out completely. Giving the body a chance to de-stress, unwind and heal. Strong immune system is the key to any virus or any flu. Remembering that we are moving into flu season. So personally I've been hooking into the olive leaf extract, vitamin C, zinc, and just trying to keep my diet as clean as possible, avoiding the rubbish, the sugar, dairy, those sort of things that are known to support flus. So we're in a nice comfortable position, and you're just taking a couple of deep breaths, softening into your body, and just allowing the mind to move into that still space we've been working towards. Enjoying the sounds. start to gently awaken the body. Bring a little movement in the feet and hands. Breathing a little more deeply, having a little stretch if you need to. Eventually making your way onto your side. Eventually making your way into a seated position. Once you're upright, we'll bring the hands to prayer in front of the heart. Just closing your eyes, sitting tall. Spirit in me bows to the spirit in you. Namaste. Well done, folks at home. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you stayed the whole hour and didn't cheat. Okay, let's do the hour, but like I said, if you have to take off earlier, fine, but you will get a lot more benefit if you can stick to the whole hour routine like we do here at the studio. So well done. Look forward to our next session. Until then, be well, and don't forget, stay in pairs only. Thank you for coming.